Good morning, everybody. I'm Ed Parcaut here with Mike Kelly, the Joker.
I'm a joker.
I'm a smoker, a midnight toker. I remember
morning,
that
kids.
song didn't come out.
When
You were, but I
was
wasn't.
alive.
Yeah.
And
Actually, my first 8-track was Boston.
Oh,
More Than a Feeling.
kills me.
Why?
Well, that was probably their only song that I actually kind of liked.
I like their whole album, actually. If you
Yeah,
listen
a lot
to
of
it.
people did.
Yeah.
My cousins, oh my God, that's all they could talk about for months and months and months. And I'm listening to Led Zeppelin and Sammy Hagar and the Police and
Well, that was me down in San Diego when I
Yeah.
was down there. All the alternative music, the Smiths, and then I did a lot of punk rock, Sex Pistols and all that stuff.
Dead Kennedys, Butthole Surfers.
Yep. It's really hard to surf in the butthole.
Those guys are pretty good at it.
All right. What do we got going on today?
It looks like you got a lot.
I don't have a lot, but the big thing is the BLS jobs report came out today. So yesterday they were like, and I even told a couple of my clients, let's lock just in case it's going to get
worse,
and then, come back and bite us in the, what. And actually it didn't come back, but it didn't get any better either.
Yeah.
So it was better to have what my grandfather used to say, a bird in the hand's better than two in a bush.
It depends on how big.
And
those
actually,
two
we're actually down today, right now. As of right now, we were up 22 basis points when everything first came out this morning. Now we're down 5 basis points.
Yeah.
So more of the story was the BLS jobs report came in and showed there was an increase of 275,000 jobs for the month of February, which was above the expectations of 200,000. So it actually did
big.
Well, yes and no, because they also looked at December and January and said, well, we overestimated. Let's take 167,000 out of that. And then now the unemployment rate increased to 3.9%, when they had the estimates of 3.7%.
Gotcha.
But the problem with the BLS report, we talked about this yesterday or the day before when the ADP came out. They use a lot of estimates and models. And one of the biggest things they use is the birth death model. Which has to do with birth and deaths and that whole model. Yeah. And it was talking about so they added 151,000 jobs because of that.
I don't get that.
Well, that's just they look at, and they're trying to stay ahead of when businesses would hire or have to grow because of all these different models they use.
Okay.
And they're not really attractive.
Yeah. Birth death can't be.
But if you look, it's unreliable and huge conflict with the ADP, which showed only 13,000 job gains.
Oh, gotcha.
See the difference?
Yep.
Without that, the job growth would have been cut in half without that model, and that's why they're Barry Habib and a bunch of the people out there go, this is like the worst report to use because it uses these models, but they rely on it.
Some crazy mathematician came up with that.
Yeah. And then Powell testimony to Senate yesterday.
Okay.
Pretty much said the same thing he said the day before, except during the question and answers, he said something new. He said that he is not far from gaining the confidence to start easing cycle or rate cuts.
Oh.
He didn't say that before.
Okay.
And so big someone says,
somebody
well,
poked him in the
maybe
ribs.
He saw the unemployment rate earlier than everybody else, and that's why he said that. With those comments, there's an 83% chance that at the June meeting they're going to cut rates, where before it wasn't like that.
Well, we can't wait till June.
We're going to have to.
I know.
Well, remember, what they do has nothing to do with that.
I know.
We're going to go down way before that.
So I see you got some bullet points over here.
Hold on here with a question. No, don't take away the state of disunion from me.
I'm not doing that. I'm just saying it looks pretty interesting to me. So wrap that part up. I want to hear what you got to say about this.
In the state of disunion, because it wasn't bringing everybody together.
No, it really wasn't.
There was 5 takeaways. Actually, there's 6, but 5 pretty much negative takeaways I took from it that, according to President Biden, Republicans are bad.
Mm-hmm.
Ukraine is first before the United States.
Right.
FU, the rule of law. He talked to the justices down there and scolded them. What you're not supposed to do as a sitting president, you don't scold the justices just because you don't like what happened with Roe versus Wade, which was it had to do with Constitution. A lot of people didn't like it, and a lot of the justices didn't like it, but they had to deal with what they had to deal with.
Right.
Biden stated he was tough on big pharma, but made it a thing where every federal employee had to get the shot.
Right. How tough is that?
It's really tough.
Yeah, here's a billion.
And math, or I should say, they use Common Core in the Biden administration. Because how they cut the deficit and all that. You didn't cut the deficit. I don't want to get
2
into
+ 2 does equal 5.
But the biggest thing I didn't like is it was not bringing everybody together. Like supposedly he's supposed to bring his administration was supposed to bring the country together. And unfortunately it's actually torn us further apart. That's my take on it from where I sit.
Yeah, me too. He is so divisive. And well, when you've got a secretary, what's the girl's name?
Jean-Pierre.
Jean-Pierre Ron
Oh, he's
Paul.
an amazing guy.
We're doing the work, and we've enacted legislation to do the work, and this president's tougher on everything than any other president, and he's gotten more done than any other sitting president in the entire world.
Well, because most of them move around. They don't sit all the time.
Yeah, he's just horrible.
All right. Well, there was one little bit of positive news out of this.
You tell me what that was.
He outlined some housing proposals during the State of the Union. I know the cost of housing is important to you. As inflation keeps coming down, mortgage rates will keep coming down as well. This is what he said, but I'm not waiting. So he's going to add a housing tax credit and a federal boost for building affordable homes. That's what he's stating. But again, all that has to go through Congress. One of the other things that they want to do on Fannie and Freddie loans is get rid of the need for title insurance on a refinance.
Oh, a refi.
Because they're thinking you already checked the title when you bought it. So there isn't much difference from these new liens just jumping on there because you've owned it all the way back. So there's another program that it's been around for a little bit, but they're trying to do something totally different. But they're thinking that we don't need title insurance for refinances because you've already insured the title from before.
Okay.
So there's like a letter they do to say that there's no new liens.
Oh, okay. So it's like a short form.
Well, even shorter
or short term.
It's like a piece of paper.
Yeah. You're good.
Well, they're
doing what you're doing. You're
right,
good.
but they're like, why spend $1,000 more for title insurance when you don't need it when you've owned it? You're redoing it. So short form is cheaper, but it's still costly.
Yeah, I get it.
So they're just trying. It's not just them. It's been going on for a while, but they're just talking about it.
Well.
And the biggest other thing is they want to pass and renovate 2 million affordable homes and bring those rents down. That was the other thing. Here's a negative. He wants to go after the big landlords who are breaking antitrust laws by price fixing and driving up rents.
Because that's what they're doing.
Yes, that's exactly.
The market's not driving the industry. It's those big bad landlords.
It's always a bad landlords.
Yeah.
All right. My last information is next week we have CPI, Consumer Price Index, on Tuesday. Small Business Optimism Index on Tuesday, 10-year auctions, some big new numbers on Tuesday. Wednesday, mortgage apps, they're going to be up. Oh, they're going to be down. Who knows? Yeah.
They're going to be something.
But there's a 30-year bond auction on Wednesday, and if it doesn't do well, that's going to affect us. And if the 10-year doesn't do well, it's going to affect us. Thursday is Producer Price Index, PPI, and retail sales, initial jobless claims. So next week is got some numbers that could really mess with our rates.
Your minds.
That too.
I'm looking for my mouse.
It's right in your hand.
I know.
So you're looking for your cursor.
I'm looking for the cursor.
The arrow.
Don't see it. Maybe this.
Want me to just add it to the screen for you?
Would you do that?
Yeah, you just put it right there.
I don't got no pointer.
I can't. Oh,
there it is.
Okay.
There it is.
All right. So this is the California numbers.
And look what has happened, kids.
New listings.
Yeah. Is that too big?
This is as of March what?
2.
Can you back that up a little bit,
I'm
sir?
going to back it up.
Thank you.
I'll back it up a little bit more.
Yeah. Can you get it all on one screen there?
Here we go.
Come on, Grandpa.
There it is.
So that's wow.
So new listings per day for the week ending in March 2nd. 617. We haven't seen the 600 number.
Right, but if that was closed sales, that'd still only be 185,000.
I know, but it's not. That's new listings.
Actually,
so
185,000. We need more than that.
But to be in the fives, 553 pending sales per day, 508 closed sales per day, that's bigger. That's a larger number than we've had all of 23 and a portion of 22. I think that's pretty cool.
Well, we'll see if that sticks.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's still not driving prices down. It's still not enough. to drive prices down. Not enough inventory to drive prices down.
We would have to be 4 times that.
Yeah. So, come on, mouse.
It's not the mouse.
It's me.
It's
Is it the pilot?
Yes, it's the pilot.
Okay, so I'm gonna make
This is what realtors are saying.
Yeah, realtors.
Did you see that Saturday Night Live skit when they had the 2 agents there trying to list the house, and the guy's like, "Well, the big difference between us is we're not a realtor," because the other side was saying realtor.
Yeah, that was something diet.
Yeah, keep going.
Yeah,
before
we're down though.
What's down?
What realtors are saying, 11.5% closed the sale. So I don't know how we can be up this week. And
well, what realtors think? Oh, you mean what they're saying?
Yeah,
they think,
I didn't close a transaction.
I only
down
entered
8.
escrow and listed a property. Well, you got to remember there's hardly any listings the last 2 months, so they could be negative on that.
Last 2 years, exactly.
But if you look at what they're saying right now, is hey, 1 in 4 think sales are up, and one in 5 think prices will be up, and we'll just say round it up to 50. 1 in 2 every other agent thinks listings will be up.
I do think listings will be up. I've got a lot of listings sitting on the back burner waiting for sellers to get, the things that they need to do, the legal things they need to do before they can take action. So I think
would it be illegal for you to get buyers ready to buy those
before you put them on the market? You pre-market all the time. You can pre-market within your office. You can pre-market your past clients. You can pre-market all that stuff. You're still going to get the highest and best price if you're on the open market. So a coming soon or I
thought you couldn't do coming soon.
You can. On market starts.
You just can't put a coming soon outside, right? Is that
you can do that. You can do that. Yeah, you can do,
as long as you have something signed.
Yeah, okay. You sign a waiver. You can market coming soon. I think it's crazy, but that's just me. And your marketing days on market start the day you start marketing. Okay. So you have to put it in the computer. You can withhold it, but days start. So when you finally hit the market,
you got to say you've been on the market that long.
It's going to say you've been on the market 2 weeks or whatever, however long it was. Or you do future on market date. You can't market it at all. Okay. You can always market within your office, but you can't market it. You can't have a sign up front. You can't say coming soon because that's a violation of the future on market date. The minute you do that, it needs to be active on the market, calculating those days.
Gotcha.
I know.
Was that Common Core again?
That was division.
All right. So here's my next question is, all right, so I can get a loan done really fast. Right. A lot of us brokers can.
Yeah.
And I was asked to get VA done in 15 days, which can be done. But if you're going to want me to do that, maybe you pick an escrow company that has their own title plant.
Yeah. That can actually participate in the days.
Not hindering me for 4 days because you don't have a prelim. And I'm not knocking any company out there. I'm just saying that just messes everything up. It's like, if you want me, if the contract is signed, that's the other thing. If the contract is signed, get it to the lender.
Yeah.
Because don't get it to me 5 hours from now because I just lost 5 hours.
Yeah.
Because until I have that contract in hand, it's not truly going.
Right, and you can't do much.
Actually, I mean, let's put it this way. With contract in hand, I'm able to get the actual fees, order the fees, which takes them a few hours to do because they're busy. I get that.
Right.
But I could do fake fees, which just means they're generalized fees and update it later. But I prefer to have accurate fees when I disclose. But I mean, I disclosed and order appraisal within 8 hours. But the problem, this is VA. That's not a big deal, but the prelim, I need it for underwriting. I need it for the appraiser. Yes, I can go through underwriting, come out and on the other side, but then that's one more touch.
Yep. Yeah. You're trying to diminish how many times you have to touch the file.
Correct.
And it is sad when you use a lot of agents don't know this. You use a title company that isn't really a title company. They're getting their title from other sources.
Well, there's only so many, 1 or 2 companies that have plants anyway, right?
It just increases the time you sit idle.
Which is not an issue if you're not trying to get it done
in 15 days. Yes. Yeah. If you've got 21 days or 30 days, it's easy peasy. Right. You can get it all done and be greasy. But
I'm just trying to get at, that's one of the, why waste that time? I mean, pre-order. If you're a listing agent and you don't give that favor to the buyer anyway. Hey,
Yeah.
you're going to go through this. Open them up ahead of time.
I'm going to tell you, the majority of the agents have no clue. They don't know that the title escrow and title company they're using doesn't have their own title plant, and then it takes a few extra days. They have no clue. They're just like, oh, okay, broker, I'll do what you just said I should do.
Right. Which I don't care who you use. There are a lot of nice escrow officers.
There
are. In Southern California, you can have one escrow company and one title company totally different.
Yep.
And so maybe that's what you look at doing. Maybe, I don't know.
It's a possibility.
Yeah, let's just get it done.
So next week.
So how about this? If you decide to use that company, my 15 days don't start until I get the prelim.
There you go. We'll write that in a contract. Escrow to close 15 days after prelim delivered to lender. That'll speed someone up.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah. I don't know why it has to be so long anyway. I know they don't have everything digitized, and they're still taking some stuff off of microfiche.
Right. Depends on how long the property's been there.
Yeah.
But it's just like, certificate eligibilities. If you're my age and you were in the military and you never had a VA loan, it's going to take a few days to get it.
Right.
But if you're somebody who had to just, bought a house in the last few years, or you currently have one, it's instantaneous.
Yeah.
There is no time waiting for it.
Exactly. Because you already got it once.
And what people don't understand about the VA appraisers is they have 10 days to finish the report from the date they inspect the property.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So that means if I can't get them out there for 5 days, they won't get me that report for another 10 days, after 10 business days, not days.
Yeah. There's a big possibility that could happen. Yeah.
If that's the case, you just killed me because we're waiting on these numbers.
Yeah. You shot him in the foot.
I'll be done waiting on the appraisal and prelim.
Yeah. It's going to be a beautiful weekend, I think. Right?
Yeah.
I'm trying to bring a positive spin on this.
It's going to be a beautiful weekend.
It's going to be a beautiful weekend. I think it's going to be.
I think it is. I think it
could have been.
All right. I guess I should get off my soapbox by now, huh?
It's going to be only in the 60s and cloudy.
Hey, but the following weekend is going to be in the 80s.
I know. That's pretty cool.
And oh, by the way, don't forget, spring back, fall forward. What are we doing this weekend?
I'm going to fall forward.
No, we're spring back. So
is it going to be spring? I'm going to fall forward.
Yeah.
I'm going to be 2 hours off.
No, so daylight savings is back on or off. I don't know which it is, but anyway, there's change our clocks this weekend. How
talks in the legislation for California to remain on daylight savings time and never change again. I know we passed to stay on standard time a couple of years ago, but the Fed said no, you can't do that.
Oh, really?
Arizona can, but not you guys.
Right.
I don't get that, but I'm sure there's some very intelligent reasons behind it.
Well, I bet you if our governor really wanted it, he could get it done. Because he was able to save everybody's bank accounts in Silicon Valley Bank by just calling somebody.
You know what's a breath of fresh air is
when the window's open,
exactly,
and you're not by a dairy.
You're not by a dairy. As you scroll through the newspaper, I don't get the newspaper anymore. There's nothing in it. As you scroll through news articles and stuff, when you're doing some reels and you come across a comedian that says Governor Newsom, and about 90% of the audience went boo. And I thought, oh, the tide is changing. People are seeing him for what he is, just a mouthpiece.
Well, you got to remember,
no substance.
Most of the politicians out there are there for themselves. They're not for us.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you don't understand, and I'm not saying all of them that way, but a lot of the ones that are way up there, they don't care about us. I mean, look at the barfly who became
AOC. Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about.
So
she's worth $28 million now.
Yeah.
How did she make that money in Congress?
At $174,000 a year salary.
Yeah, it's amazing.
There's nothing wrong going on there.
No, not at all.
Yeah, and she was in debt and still hasn't paid her back taxes.
Well, it's like, hello.
Yeah.
There's your show right there that they want term limits and we need to do something. They should not make any more money. When they get in there, they should be the same poor as they come out.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like John Adams.
Yeah. And go back home.
Yeah. And farm.
Because then it would be just the people who want to help would go in and come back home like they're supposed to.
Speaker of the House. Guy's not worth much. He's loyal to his word.
and that was funny. At least he didn't stand up or rip up freaking the speech like what's her name did.
Yeah.
And then she was on afterwards. Oh, he said such amazing stuff. I couldn't believe it. Oh my God. They were just happy he made it all the way through.
Yeah. And, well, that's one of the interviews I saw was Newsom was talking about how amazing, what's our president's name? Biden is, and how cognitive he is. And he spent a couple hours with him and he was right on point with everything. And you're so full of
Well, let's move on before we're here for hours.
I know.
Everybody make it a great day. Thanks
Bye,
for being here.
kids.
We appreciate you and have a great week and get out there, do some open houses. And I'm still qualifying a bunch of people. People want to get out there. The only problem is you got to make more than $21 an hour.
Sorry.
I had someone came to me. Oh, I'm selling my mobile home. I want to know I can afford. I'm getting 75 grand out of it. I make $21 an hour and my partner makes $21 an hour, but I want to do it on my own. How much do you think I can afford? Stay in your mobile home. Yeah. That's the problem. You got on a $550,000 house, you got to make $150,000 a year, or $73 an hour divided by 2 people, or 1 person. So if you're not there, sorry, until rates drop to 0, it's going to be very difficult.
Yeah, and it's not going to happen.
So just understand. I'm not saying not to do it, but you have to understand you got to make money. Unfortunately, now
it's a tough nugget to peel.
Yeah, you got to have you got to make $40 an hour, 2 of you.
Well, that senator wants McDonald's workers to be making
$50 an hour. Yeah,
nobody be able to afford a Big
the manager
Mac
only,
or egg a muffin.
They're already $9. What the heck?
$7.98.
I wouldn't know. I haven't been there. All right, bye. Everybody.
Bye.
Talk to you later. We'll be here back on Monday.
Enjoy the weekend.
Yes, bye.